Okay, a quick update. I'm out near Deer Trail, just went by Deer Trail. And if you look at the map of I-70, it's mostly east-west as you leave the Denver metro area, certainly taking 470 around out to 470, or out to Highway 70, Interstate 70 from Boulder is it's more or less a semicircle, and but still traveling mostly east and south. But once we get out onto 70 for the next several miles, it's almost straight eastbound. And I was doing around 3 miles per kilowatt, which is about what I expected and still very good. It's certainly better than the Lightning. Now that the highway has turned mostly south, as you can see on the map, as we're heading towards Limon and turning on Highway 71, need to watch for traffic. Anyway, as we head to Limon, it's mostly south and east. So it looks like we have a bit of a tailwind. That's what I'm trying to get at. We have a bit of a tailwind because I've increased my limit from 3 to 3.2 miles per kilowatt. And so I hope to keep this slight tailwind with me all the way down south along 71. And of course, I'm on this test run, I'm staying strictly to the speed limit. So I'm doing 75 out on 70, and then as I turn south onto the State Highway 71, I'll be obeying the 65 mile an hour speed limit there. And again, the range should improve. So ballpark, I use my math, I use a 90 kilowatt battery. The Equinox is slightly less than that, and in different range tests, I think people show that it's 88 or 89 actual kilowatts in the battery. But you know, for my sloppy math, I'm using 90, and that seems to work. Just as I do for the Lightning, I round up from the 98 kilowatt battery to 100, and that keeps me within range, so I don't go too far on a single charge. All right. Yeah, this is the first time I've been at this charger or a charger like this, and this little button over here controls the right side of the unit, and then when it goes to the blank screen, to the main screen, there'll be a button over here. So you have to be smarter than the machine that you're charging with. But anyway, here's my first DC fast charge on the Equinox. I've been charging from home the whole time, and the Flying J is expensive. It's like 65 cents. I just stopped, I went by, Ionna is putting in a set of chargers on the east edge of town where the Ionna chargers were that have been down for the last almost a year. In fact, probably a year. So I went by the Ionna station that has been advertised up and running soon, and it's taking over where the Ionna was on the east side of town near the Wendy's, and so that'll be very convenient. It will also be about 2/3 the price that I'm paying right now at the Flying J. So, but the workers there said that they will probably be done making all the connections this week or early next week, which would be the second week of September. But they're waiting on a transformer from the city, and they're hearing news that it's going to take the city about 2 months to get the transformer. So, but I didn't really need to charge here. I had enough, an ample amount, to get down to the Arkansas Valley. But sometimes I don't know whether the charging stations down there in La Junta are going to be up and available, even though the app says they are. Sometimes that can change as I'm driving down. So it's better to be safe than terribly sorry. And again, it gives me the chance to try this. I've seen videos of people. In fact, I've seen other Equinox drivers, the videos from them. Well, a quick update going northbound on 71. As you can see, I'm doing 2.6 miles per kilowatt at 67 miles an hour. And just a few hours ago, I was heading south, and I did 3.9 for the total trip of 212 miles. So right now I'm bucking a headwind of between 30 and 35 miles an hour, according to the weather, and that's about what they predicted yesterday, that it would be a wind out of the north. There's a high pressure cell moving in, and this is right on the edge of a cold front coming out of Canada. That's not going to really affect the Front Range of Colorado, but this is the edge of that storm, or that Arctic front, first one of the season. And it's not much of an Arctic front. It'll be about, I think they said, between 50 and 65 degrees through the Midwest. But if you look at it on radar, where the front is, this is the edge. So I'm catching a headwind all the way back. I was counting on that, or anticipating, I should say, and that's costing me the difference between southbound and northbound is 1.3 miles per kilowatt. Okay, I'm back at Flying J in Limon, and the power rate did get up to 140 briefly, like for 3 seconds, and then came down to 120, and now back down to 104. And we're only at 60% state of charge, so that's really weird that it's not maintaining a relatively good volume. And so now I need to figure out if it's worth the 65 or 69 cents a kilowatt to come here, or go to Deer Trail or Bennett and put up with the 50 kilowatt chargers, which are pretty standard. They're good for generally 50 to 60 kilowatts at 45 cents a kilowatt. So anyway, but yeah, I've been bucking a headwind all the way, and I used about just over 30% of my rate of charge coming up to Limon at about 100 miles. So that really killed my rate, and that's why I'm stopping here, because I probably have enough to get home at about 3 to 5% left of a state of charge, but I'm not interested in in squeezing by. So I'll charge here to about 70% and then head home, and then that way I know I have plenty in case something happens. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this charge. Okay, $15, about $1 more than I spent going down, but that should more than easily get me home. So without leaving me at about 3 or 4%. All right, we'll update from home.